would have
Razorhead.
figured out it.
You name it. Shabbat shalom. Yes, we're gonna use Love Shalom, but papers or handouts are in the front Shabbat. kids and teens who are here to come sit in our front rows here so that it's easy for you to jump up, because you are going to be leading lots and lots of our prayers tonight. So any kids and teens, come on up and sit with your friends in the front couple of rows here. And anyone else who likes to sit nice and close and have that nice close prayer experience. Shabbat Shalom. All right, can I have all of my 3rd through 5th graders come gather around so with that we can welcome each other and say how good it is to be together on this day, sitting with our Shomrei family, our Shomrei brothers and sisters. Come on up, 3rd through 5th. If you're not up yet, come join me up here. To be together on this day. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. To be together on this day. From the top, Hine Mato, Umanaim Shadarachim Gam Yahad. Hine Mato, Umanaim Shadarachim Gam Yahad. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Wrap it up. Hinei mato, umanaim shaverachim gam yahad. Hinei mato. Shabbat Shalom, Yasher Koach. You can all stay really close up here because as you can see, our 3rd through 5th graders are going to be featured a bit in the service today, so you'll have a few more opportunities to come join me up here. But we're going to have, so in the meantime, you can all go have a seat right over here on this side and this side. But we're going to have lots and lots of voices joining us tonight for our first Friday. If this is your first Friday, how many times can we say first in a sentence? Welcome, Shehechianu. So happy that we're all here. So as you know, we have a rotation of Fridays, and our first Friday is intended to be a learners-friendly service. So we're going to take it down a notch. We're going to abbreviate some of the prayers and have lots of opportunities for all voices to participate. So everyone in this room who feels ready to participate in this service, you're welcome. If you don't know the words, sing Yai Dai Dai. If you don't know the words, sing even louder. And we just encourage lots and lots of participation in many ways. And there are going to be a lot of people modeling today. Some of them are kids. Some of them are experienced prayer leaders who will stand up here and model some prayer leading for us so that you might say one day, I could lead one prayer. I could go out there and do that. And we can encourage each other to learn a little bit more. So we're going to be using this red Siddur, Lev Shalem. And there is also a handout to supplement. If you don't have it, Max, would you mind walking around with those? Max is going to come around with some handouts. If you don't have one, you can raise your hand, and Max will hand you a handout. And Ariel, I'm going to invite you to come on up here also, and Tenson. The handouts that are coming around to you just explain a little bit for those who are less familiar with the structure of the Kabbalat Shabbat service. So on Friday night, we have an opportunity to work our way through this week that we've just gotten through with this structure of the Kabbalat Shabbat services. There's going to be 6 Psalms representing those 6 days of creation, those 6 days of the week that we've just made it through. This central prayer, Lecha Dodi, which the kids will be leading for us tonight, and then a Psalm for Shabbat once we've reached this moment of breath. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more, a tiny little summary of each of those prayers is on here, and then we'll follow that with our evening service for Shabbat. So we begin on page, you can come replace me up here. We begin on page, I'm on the wrong page, yeah.
Like 11, I think, yeah. 11.
Thank you.
You're going that way, you know?
Page 11 with our first psalm. And before we do this, now each one of these 6 psalms leading into Shabbat, each one of these 6 psalms doesn't actually have content in it that talks about each day of the week necessarily. But it lets us tap into the fact that we've just gotten through 6 days of the week, and the structure lets us bring that out of ourselves. So before each one, Sam, Max has some right over there. He's handing them out right there. See Max in the white sweatshirt? So before we get to each psalm, I will invite one or tops 2 people to share one memory that happened on that day of this week. So we will begin by sharing something that happened to you this past Sunday, the first day of this week as we're getting into Shabbat. So this past Sunday, does anybody have a special memory or one interesting or wonderful thing that happened to you on Sunday? Elliot.
I was at men's spring training.
Amazing, amazing. How about one more? Ari. What did you do? You went to?
Catch air.
Catch air. Oh, fun. And Annetta? You went to catch air and spring training. That sounds like so much fun. So if you want to think about for yourself, even though we won't share each one of us, everyone out loud, we'll each take an opportunity to reflect on something that happened to us each one of those days of the week. And we begin with our first psalm, starting with Lachuna Ranana, page 95.
Lechune ranena ladonai. Aktor yishenu.
Okay, so I'm going to let Sarita start over here. I led this last time, so I didn't explain it quite so well. So we're going to have an English reading, just an introduction to each one of these psalms. So you can take it away, nice and loud.
Okay, so we're saying one line at a time, and then there's English in between. Lechune ranena ladonai.
Let us go and sing, let us go and shout for joy.
Nari alatzor yishenu.
Remembering that we are safe and protected.
Nekadma fanav bitodah.
Filled with thanks, filled with gratitude, rushing to greet this very moment.
Bizmirot nari alam.
Raising our communal voice together in song.
Wonderful.
Amen. Yasher Koach, Ariel, and Sarita for welcoming us to this moment of singing. We turn to Yasher Koach, and we always want to give everybody a hearty Yasher Koach at this service. That's kind of the point, right? We really encourage each other in this community. You guys all know that. Let's do a hearty Yasher Koach. Yasher Koach. Beautiful. We turn to our next psalm, which will begin on page 14, which will end on page 14. And I would like to invite 1 to 2 people to share a memory from this past Monday. What happened in your life that was interesting on Monday? Can you remember that far back? Zev? Hockey practice in an outdoor rink. Beautiful, thank you. Any other memory from Monday? Oh yeah, Tessa. You lost your tooth. I just called you Tessa. Vivian lost her tooth. That's amazing. Can I see your smile? Beautiful. I love it. All right, I'm going to invite all of you guys back up here, all of the 3rd through 5th graders who will lead us in this Let the Heavens Rejoice, Let the Earth Be Glad, Let the Sea and all it contains exult. Ready? Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yisrael, Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yasher koach. All right, you may be seated for a moment. Yeah, we'll be a little up and down. All right, we turn to the end of our next psalm at the bottom of page 16, which will invite us to think about the next day of the week, Tuesday. Did anyone have anything interesting happen to you on Tuesday? Sarita? We cooked for mesh. Yasher koach. Any other Tuesday memories? Sharon?
I played mahjong.
Played mahjong. Beautiful. I love it. Do I see, was it Jack? All right, Jack? Jack, help finger. All right, and lastly, Leah. A Black History Month assembly? Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We turn to the last 4 lines from the bottom of the page on page 16. Yeah, you're not quite yet. But you're fine. Bottom of the last 4 lines from the bottom of page 16, Or Zarua. Or Zarua la tzadik, ule Yisrael simcha. 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 Yasher koach. I actually need to give a shout out to Judy because I have to say, not only did you just sing that beautifully for us, but I have always been inspired by Judy's amazing vision of having so many people lead one service. And that's one of the inspirations for this first Friday service, that this is really only the second one in this iteration, so this is a real work in progress that everyone is really expressing a willingness to participate in, which is amazing. But so much of this vision came from something that you've been saying to me for years, which is how cool it can be when we have so many voices leading, not just singing along, but one person coming up here and leading us in prayer.
Great.
So
Great to see it.
Rabbi, you want to come lead us in Psalm 98 on page 17. And as we turn to Psalm 98, I invite us to reflect on the next day of the week, Wednesday. Anybody have an interesting memory to share from Wednesday? Anita? Oh, so good. Prayer for the French Republic. Thank you, Brian. It was your birthday? Happy birthday.
28th.
To the American Dream Mall. How fun. Was there a hand over here? Over here, Zev. There was JLC. Yeah.
That was a fun time.
We didn't pay him to say that.
Page 17. moment, we'll turn to the end of our next psalm, Psalm 99, for Romemu, the bottom of page 20. And before we do that, I'd like to take an opportunity to reflect on the next day of the week. Does anybody have a memory from Thursday? Maybe it's a little more recent in your mind. You might remember. Eileen? Mazel tov. Wonderful. Yeah, Julia. Prayer for the French Republic is going around. I love it, yeah. Ken.
4-year-old grandson's first official birthday.
Oh, Mazel tov. A leap day baby, huh? It's like Pirates of Penzance. I love it. Mazel tov. Amazing. Jack. Okay.
My sister coming home from Paris, or no, Paris. And,
Yay, Natasha. Yay for family coming home. Micah.
My third and fourth grade spelling.
Nice. 3rd and 4th grade spelling bee. And lastly, Leia. You went to the orthodontist. It went well. All right, we turn to Romemu on the bottom of page 20. Invite Ed and Sivia to come lead us. And Jacob? Jacob, come on up. We're 3 lines from the bottom of page 20. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lahar kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Exalt Adonai our God and bow down at God's holy mountain, for God is holy.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lahar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lahar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lahar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lahar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu.
Yasher Koach! Yasher Koach. Jacob just started studying for his bar mitzvah this coming November. We are about to turn to Psalm 29. So you may notice which day we have arrived at. Hopefully this one may be a little easier, fresher in your mind. We've arrived at Friday. That was earlier today on the Gregorian calendar. So before we turn to an abbreviated version of Psalm 29, I invite you to share any memories from Friday this week. Leah. A field trip? Where did you go? The New York Museum. Amazing. Next.
I got the news that I made it to my basketball team.
Mazel tov! You made it to your basketball team, Zev.
It's my dad's birthday.
It's your dad's birthday. Happy birthday. We might have a little special dessert in the house. Mazel tov. Aaron?
It is my birthday, and it was really nice hearing from a lot of people on social networks and calls, etc. And also, people were like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "I'm going to Shomrei," and it was like,
Yeah.
We're third, and I was very excited about that.
I'm so glad. Happy birthday. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yeah, Carla. No way! Mazel tov. I love it. Sarah.
It is my dad's birthday. He is also 75.
What? How funny is that? It's a dad's birthday kind of day. Leah, is it your dad's birthday? Or something else? Okay. What did you do? A book party. Amazing. I love that. Beautiful. All right. If it is your dad's birthday today, come join me up here, and I'm going to have you. It's an easy job. I'm going to have you do a little bit of an English reading. All right, come on, right over here. Can you bring up another? Yeah, if it's your dad or your grandpa's birthday, come on. So you're gonna do a little bit of an English reading. We're turning to Psalm 29, which is a really, careful. So Abe and Zev, can we just make sure that this doesn't get pulled down? Okay, thank you. Okay, you wanna grab an extra door? We're turning to Psalm 29, which is a fascinating mystical example of all of the ways that the voice of God can open many types of gates for us. Sarah, it is your dad's birthday, I think. Is it not? Yeah. If it's your dad's birthday, you're doing a reading today.
No, all the dad's birthdays.
All right, all the dad's birthday people in the house are going to do a little English reading for us.
Cool.
We have 7 opportunities in this prayer to hear the words Kol Adonai, the voice of God, and think about 7 different ways that can open a different type of gate for us or tap into something a little bit different. So every time I read in the left on 21, I'll sing the Hebrew there, and then if it's your dad or grandfather's birthday, you'll read after me the English right over there. The 7 times that we get to say Kol Adonai and open up those gates. Kol Adonai al hamayim.
The voice of God opens the gates of compassion and love.
Kol Adonai ba'koach.
The voice of God opens the gates of courage.
Kol Adonai behadar.
The voice of God opens the gates of shining truth.
Kol Adonai shover arazim.
The voice of God opens the gates of endurance and patience.
Kol Adonai chotzev lahavot eish.
The voice of God opens the gates of splendorous beauty.
Kol Adonai yachil midbar.
The voice of God opens the gates of the deepest connection.
Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot.
The voice of God opens the gates of presence.
Beautiful. Yasher Kohen. And happy birthdays to all of the dads and grandpas out there. Now that we have had an opportunity to think about all of those gates opening within us, all of those emotions that we could open up, we turn to the central prayer of the Kabbalat Shabbat service, Lecha Dodi, and I invite all kids and teens to come lead Lecha Dodi. Page 23. We'll do a slightly abbreviated version today. The first 3 verses and then the last 2. Hello. All kids and teens of all ages. I see some in the back. Please come on up.
Can I keep this book because I don't have anything there, so I'm more or less just sitting around doing it.
Lecha Dodi likratala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likratala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Yishme'anu el hamichah, Adonai echad, Yishmo echad, L'shevu l'tiferet v'litzir Frotzi ve'etanai ta'aritzi al yad ish ben hartzi ve'nismacha ve'nagila la 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 lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. We invite you to rise and face the entrance to greet this metaphorical Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom atet bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, tov yaminei am segula, boi chala, la 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 lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela, lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Yasher koach.
Grand finale. Smoke.
Yasher koach. You can all be seated.
Sam has disappeared.
Sam, you can go sit with your family. Yasher koach and Shabbat shalom. We've now officially welcomed in Shabbat, which gives us this opportunity to take in all of those 6 days of the week that we thought about, that we reflected on, that we're soaking up. Some people like to say let go of all that, but I really like to think of it as we're integrating all of that as part of our journey into this beautiful Shabbat. And one of the ways that we can do that is with our breath. So where we turn to our Psalm for Shabbat, page 27, I'm going to invite Allison to come up here and lead us, go mommy, and lead us in a breath. For the Psalm of Shabbat.
So I particularly love this moment, right? Because it's the moment of transition between the welcome to Shabbat and the Ma'ariv, the evening service. And I think it's really fun. But what I'm going to offer tonight is just a transitioning to soak in all this like great joy and spirit in this space and transition it into our body and into a little bit more of a peaceful place so that we can continue on. So I'm going to do 3 lovely breaths, counting in for 4 and out for 6, which should sort of calm down the autonomic nervous system. Zevin's going to also do the breathing with us. You want to come up? All right, ready. We'll use him as a model. Ready? So we're going to close your eyes if you want, or leave them open, and breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Out slowly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. We're going to do even slower this time. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And last one. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you. I feel like a great peace has settled upon us. Thank you.
Yasher koach. May your strength and your breath continue. We turn at this time to our Mariv service. I'm not sure where yes, Mike, you're up. And we rise for our call to prayer, which Mike will lead us in the middle of page 39A. Baruch.
So the opposite of what we just did is a noise contest. So we have grandparents on the Zoom, and we're going to have a contest. Who can say the Baruch Hu louder, me or you? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Sit. Umavir yom umevi laila umavdil b'yom v'laila Adonai tziva'ot shemo El chai v'kayam tamid yimach aleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hamari v'aravim.
Amen. Yasher Koach.
I think there are some weeks where we need a little extra love in the world. And this is one of those weeks. We're going to be singing on the second side of our handout this beautiful chant. The words are Ahava v'rachamim chesed v'shalom, love, compassion, kindness, and peace.
We're still waiting on the peace.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, I did not do that on purpose. That just shows you where my brain is right now. It says and. But I think it's a good metaphor.
We need all those things,
We
right?
do.
Ahava v'rachamim, v'rachamim, chesed v'shalom, ahava v'rachamim, v'rachamim, chesed v'shalom, love and compassion, kindness, and peace.
Gabby and Kira will lead us in Shema Ve'ahavta, page 41.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzadecha hayom aleveh v'shinatan lenecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'b'rabtecha b'derech u'b'shoftecha u'b'kumelecha u'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha u'taftan al mezuzot beitecha u'b'isharecha.
Continue the next two paragraphs silently to ourselves. Adonai Elohechem emet. We turn to page 44 with this moment of pure joy and freedom and feeling so free that the only thing we could think to do is sing and dance. So we're going to divide up into two sections. This is your part. Ashira, 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 Ashira. We're going to keep going. It means I will sing. Let that song just completely wash over you because you are one side of the sea that we're about to cross. And the other side of the sea, in this middle open part here, keep going. Ashira, Ashira, you can do that. Ashira, 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 Ashira. Keep going. Ashira. I'm going to ask our kids to demonstrate walking up and down the middle of this beautiful sea that has parted for you on your way, on your journey to freedom. Clem's going to lead us in this beautiful journey across the sea. Keep going. Good. Ashira, 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 Ladonai, Kiga Oga, Ashira, Ladonai, Kiga Oga, Micha Mocha Ba'ilim Adonai, Micha Mocha Ashira, 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 Ashira. Kids can all come join me up here. Turn to this beautiful prayer for peace, the source of comfort that one day this sense of comfort, a lullaby, will encase the whole world in a sense of peace. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. 45. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Nice and loud. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Keep going. Veshalom ve'amidenu, Malkeinu lechaim, ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Hashkivenu, 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 Adonai Eloheinu, v'taknenu be'etza tova, v'lefanela, v'hoshienu leman shemecha, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ushmor tzeitenu, uvoenu lechaim leshalom, ve'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We rise in body or in spirit for V'Shamru, this celebration of our observance of Shabbat, page 46. And if there's any teens in the house who are not up here, I'd love some teens to come up and help out too. Gabe, Zen, whoever else is back there, come on up. Ready?
Zen, Zen, Zen. Elei Israel, et Hashabbat.
Kaddish, which is a marker that we're about to start a different section of the service leading into our silent Amidah, which is a moment for us all to find some silent prayer in this evening service. You may be inspired, or your heart may be touched by the words that can be found in the Siddur, beginning on page 47, or you may find that this is a moment for you to just listen to your heart, whether that's a prayer full of words that you can articulate to yourself and of your hopes and dreams for this particular moment, what you need to say between you and God, or it may be that completely silent place where there are no words, where you can just open your heart and listen. We lead into the silent Amidah, beginning with the Chatzi Kaddish, the half Kaddish, on page 46.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shomrei Rabbah v'yamad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yamechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'gala ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'yimeru amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach Le'olam lo me'omaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shmei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata Tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imeru amen.
Yasher Koach, amen. We rise in body or in spirit, and we turn to the full Kaddish, which marks the end of this section of our service before we conclude on page 54. You guys can part the C's a little bit, and Zen will lead us in the full Kaddish. Sorry, Jack.
Good
Right
job.
here. Front and center.
Oh, yeah, Zen. Oh, your biggest fan. Son, my kid.
Davi Kadashe Miraba.
Amen.
Belna Belmadi Vrakute Belmif Mahute Bahayhon Uvyomehon Uhayeda Hobbit Israel Bagala Yuzmankari Vimeru.
Amen. Yehesh Meraba Mevora. Me'alam Hame Amaya Yizmara.
Yid Baravi Shabbat, Yid Barvi Shraman Vinase, Vita Darvi Televi Talashmi Katu Kudisha. Leila min Kolbir Hatava Shirata, Tavin Hamata, Miran Vilma, Yimra.
Amen.
Tikabal Sotom, Uvoton, the Holy Israel, Kodam, Uvihon, Divishmaya, Vimeru.
Amen.
Geheshama Rabba Min Shamaya, Yim Alenu, Velko Israel, Vimeru.
Amen. To Aleinu, page 56, and we remain standing in body or in spirit, because after that rousing Oseh Shalom, beautiful prayer for peace, we remember that Aleinu, it is upon us. We don't sit around and wait for peace to happen, but we make peace happen in this world by doing tikkun olam and making this world a better place every day. Aleinu.
going to continue now with the Mourner's Kaddish, which is found on page 58. First, I want to share the names of loved ones who died at this time in years past. Seymour Bernstein, Philip Goldman, Andrea Helpfinger, Fanny Kravitz, Colonel Morris Lieberman, Sylvia Silver, Helen Slovic, Sandra Sabo, and Rose Worstill Shear. May their memories be for a blessing. Mourners and those observing a Yarsei, please rise for the Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye zechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulemei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlam araba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone. We're going to keep the announcements short, but I do want to, first of all, say Yasher Koach to all of the people of all ages who led tonight's service so beautifully, and especially to our Shaliach Tzibor Lily Lucy for all her work envisioning this service and leading it and coordinating it. It's really amazing, isn't it, to see everyone here, and also to thank Aaron and Romy for helping Lily with this First Friday service. Next Friday night, we have our Zamru musical service. If you haven't been, very much encourage you to come. 6 o'clock Nash, 6:30 service, followed by a potluck dinner. The third Friday of the month is what we call Shomrei Shabbat, as in the regular, traditional, beautiful Friday night Shabbat that we do at Shomrei. And the fourth Friday night of the month is the Shabbat, when we really encourage people to have Shabbat dinner if you don't always have Shabbat dinner, and to host Shabbat dinner if you're willing to open up your house to new people. And if you're not exactly sure how to do that, we'll help you. We have new and prospective members, as well as people who have been in the community a little while and want to meet new people who are looking to be hosted. And so if you're willing to have or host Shabbat dinner, please let us know. We have services in JLC tomorrow and all of that good stuff, and then we'll be celebrating together with Art Mazel. There is dinner tonight after services. I want to encourage you, if you didn't RSVP tonight, to just wait a second and make sure there's enough food, and be sure to RSVP next month if you're coming, so we can make sure we definitely have enough food for everyone. Did I leave any announcements out?
Just want to make one.
No.
You'll notice that the social hall is all set up for tomorrow night, or mostly set up for tomorrow night. So I'm just going to ask that none of the kids go in there. Sorry, there's no place to play tonight or tomorrow after school, after services and after JLC. But in order for tomorrow night to start on time, we have to set up today. So the social hall is kind of off limits until Sunday.
We're going to make Kiddush and also say the blessings over hand washing and challah. If you're a parent of 3rd to 5th grade students, please come up and join me in singing Kiddush. And everyone, please rise. We're on page 76. Since we're in the synagogue, we'll start with the words Baruch Atah Adonai in the middle of the page. Savrei. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu l'shabbat kashav v'yavav ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reshit Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher l'tzion ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהים מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על נטילת ידיים. ברשות ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לכם מן הארץ. אמן. שבת שלום. Shabbat shalom, Brad. How are you? Tatiana, nice to see you. Shabbat shalom. Nice to see you. Shabbat shalom. How are you? Nice to see you, Mark.
Yes, again.
Yes? I always love seeing you.
Okay, fingers are safe.